26 years ago, I died. When I woke up, I was in heaven.
That's brilliant.
But God had other plans for me. Every day of my life, I asked the same question. Oh Lord, why'd you let me see heaven and take it away? Through His plan, I discovered my purpose is to tell you. God still answers prayers. God still performs miracles. Heaven is real.
They called a code and they come running in. I was above my body. I could see them doing chest compressions. I could see them, all the nurses around. I could smell the most beautiful flowers I've ever smelled. And then I heard music. When I opened my eyes, I knew where I was. I knew I was in heaven.
Very different reality.
I look to the right and there's this incredible vista of beautiful flowers and meadows. And I turn my vision to the left, and that beautiful green grass went from green to brown to scorched to black and dropped off in a crevasse. I saw the most hideous creature you could ever imagine. And I fell back in abject terror, the look of hatred in its eyes for me and all of mankind. But at this point, I turned toward the light and I raised both hands this time and I cried out, God, help me, help me.
Then, Jim says 3 angels came and took him through heaven.
And I realized I was looking at none other than Jesus Christ, the Son of God.
That's brilliant.
Bruh. And he looked at me with those violet eyes, and all I heard was, James, what did you do with the life my master gave you? I had no answer.
She said that it looked like a rainbow, and Jesus thanked her for being his friend and for loving him. I can't explain it, and I'm just so grateful she's still here.
Hello, my name is Rachel Giffen, and I am a member of the Convergence Point Apostolic Hub, and I'm here to share a little bit of my testimony at a SEER class that I attended. So she was playing some music, and she had us close our eyes, and I really didn't expect to even really get anything out of it. I just figured that I was going to be just daydreaming or, just listening to the relaxing music. And I began to see Jesus right in front of me. He was sitting right in front of me. Then I looked to the right of me and I saw both of my children, my son and my daughter. And my daughter was sitting right next to me and my son was sitting next to her. And then I looked over to my left and I saw a little girl who was about 10 to 12 months old, with her hair pulled back in a ponytail, and I saw a little boy who was about 2-3 years old. And I immediately knew who these children were. I felt well, both of these children are both of the children that I had 2 abortions with, and God instantly healed me in that moment. And I just broke down and just started crying. It was a beautiful moment, and it was done with so much grace. And to know that both, my mistakes, before I came to Christ, He's got both of my other 2 children up in heaven, and He's taking care of them, and He's loving them, and just they're safe with Him.
Hello everyone, Dr. Kevin Zeta with Warrior Notes. I'd like to tell you a little bit about my experience with Jesus. It happened back in 1992, and I was just going in for a dental surgery. And it was amazing how the Spirit of God was preparing me for what was about to happen. Even though I didn't know what was going to happen, I felt in my spirit that something glorious was about to occur in my life. So when I went in to get the surgery done, I felt my body start to relax with the anesthesia. And then all of a sudden, I saw the other realm. I could see the doctors, I could see everything around me, but I could also see Jesus. He was standing there, and I could see my body. It was on the table, and I was not in my body anymore. It was amazing to me how, when we read in the Bible, it says to be absent from the body is to be present with the Lord. And it's amazing to me how immediately Jesus was standing right there waiting for me. And He started to talk to me, and He started to teach me. And He is a great teacher. He said to me, he said, Kevin, he said, this world that we live in down here is limited. But he said, your words are very, very powerful. And He started to teach me about words. Now, Jesus, he's about 5'11".
That's brilliant.
He has a lot of long hair. And he is a king. So when I saw him, he was dressed not as a king in royal robes, but he had just a plain robe on, but he had this presence about him that he was a king.
Story that's being heard around the world. When Colton was only 4 years old, he had an emergency surgery during which he says angels came and took him to heaven. He's here with his parents, Todd and Sonia, to tell me about the experience. Good morning.
Good morning.
First, I want to ask you, Colton, were you afraid when the angels came to see you?
Yes, I was very afraid because I could look down and I could see myself, but I could also see my dad and my mom, and they were in completely separate rooms in the hospital. And I was scared out of my mind, but I was on Jesus' lap.
That's brilliant.
And He had the angels sing to me, and they calmed me down.
What does heaven look like?
Well, to give you brief examples of what heaven looks like, one is the perfect version of earth. There's no sin there, which means that it's always, there's no night, there's no glasses, no wheelchairs. Everybody in heaven has wings. There are animals, people. There are trees, water, just pretty much everything we have down here on Earth.
Dove Street.